What is good, Cardano fam, Ada gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Cardano Ada 24-hour trade volume surpasses $800 million according to CoinGecko. Wanchain, based on Ada's Ouroboros, features their transaction of the week. Over 190,000 USDC bridged directly from BNB chain to Cardano in a single transaction. Now, while this is wrapped USDC on Cardano, again, these are important milestones and steps to eventually getting USDC natively on Cardano. I think that's still possible, but in the distant future. And I hope that we will see RLUSD and potentially USD1 and USDT as well on the Cardano ecosystem. Charles Hoskinson says input-output will continue to have a really wonderful role in the Cardano ecosystem. You ultimately get to decide how prominent that role is and where it will be, whether in core infrastructure or simply building on top of the protocol. Charles says our technical side and prototyping process has never been stronger, and our ability to work with others and collaborate has never been better. At the Node Diversity Workshop, we even had someone from the Ethereum ecosystem come and speak and talk about node interoperability. That's pretty bullish. Charles Hoskinson says, what we have built will always stand the test of time. Cardano, like Bitcoin, is durable and here to stay. All elements of centralization have been removed. Now I'd like to see it get to the next level. And I think that's going to be made possible with the likes of Laos, Hydra, everything else that we have, Bitcoin DeFi, all the goodness. The modern investor with over 250,000 subscribers on YouTube says Bitcoin, Cardano, and XRP are looking pretty undervalued at the moment. And these, without a doubt, are my three favorite projects. In fact, hours before this, I tweeted ticker is BTC, ADA, XRP. And so I totally agree that these are three special projects and they are undervalued. I think it's great to stack up more of these three projects in particular. Alex Becker. Well, we have the Neo Tokyo hoodie on. He's Alex. I'm Alex. We're all Alex. Love him or hate him, at the end of the day, he has a big audience. It's great that he's positive on ADA. He says if Ethereum goes back to its all-time high, the coins underneath it are going to go nuts. I would just grab Sui, Avalanche, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, and XRP. Well, some good picks in there, particularly ADA and XRP. He says the technology behind ADA is really great. Cardano is extremely fast, very decentralized, and he's super bullish on Charles Hoskinson. He also says Cardano is going to be the biggest gainer from here. It's probably going to $4. We're looking at phenomenal, insane gains on Cardano. I would be stocking up on ADA right now. So he knows the power of brand, of mindshare, of charismatic leadership, of the technology, right? Sometimes the most obvious picks are right in front of us with the likes of ADA and XRP and Bitcoin. And often people are trying to reinvent the wheel. But I think that he knows the power of our narrative, which is why he calls it the biggest gainer from here. I agree. Weekly development report released by, can't even speak today, from Input Output. This is great to see. Almost 2,000 projects building. This metric is really nice. It continues to go up slowly. 1.33 million delegated wallets. So if anyone thinks no one's using Cardano and they talk about TVL, right? This isn't locked because it's liquid staking, but it's a huge metric. Some key highlights. Ledger team introduces performance boost for transaction size calculations. Laos team holds workshop in Edinburgh and many more as well. So we're going to continue to watch these development reports. Global Horizons report released. I haven't taken a look at this personally. Intersect committee candidate registration closed. So hopefully we see stuff with that come to fruition. Also some budgeting. There's a lot of budgeting, a lot of friction going on with the budgeting. So we're going to have to wait and see. There's some concerns with DREPs and the concentration of power. But at the end of the day, that's just the way governance is. There's going to be friction. There's going to be disagreements. And I think eventually things will get ironed out with all of that governance stuff. President Trump exempts smartphones, computers, and chips from new tariffs. And I did see a post elsewhere saying that he was going to refund some of the tariffs that were on technology like this. And I think this is playing a big role why we see positive momentum with Bitcoin and with alts. And also, President Trump says something positive will come out with China. So again, like hopefully we see some more clarity, and I think we're beginning to see some more positive momentum in the market. ADA was dancing with 664. I think that 0.66 surpassing that is an important resistance. It seems like we're still struggling to surpass that. So this afternoon, this morning, we were touching like 664 and then again back at 664. But it looks like that is a strong, important resistance. Taking a look at TradingView, where we're at 659. ADA, pretty good. Bitcoin, 85.7. Bitcoin's looking really nice right now. So I continue to watch the market to see where are some opportunities to stack up. So we're going to continue to watch Bitcoin, ADA, and XRP. Litecoin, I don't really care about these days as much anymore. It just doesn't have the volume prowess that these big three have, Bitcoin, ADA, XRP. Bitcoin, ADA, XRP are just really a step above. So, Litecoin we're going to continue to watch, but I don't really put it in the same league as the blue, black, and orange brothers. But guys, let me know what you guys are most excited about. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Charles. Of course, he is doing his dangerous trip wherever he's going to. Some people speculate he's going to space. Some people speculate it's that jungle adventure. Some people think he's going underwater. No one really knows. So hopefully he's going to have a safe trip and come back. Wish him the best. I think the most exciting thing for me, it sounds a little bit cringe, but I'm going to have to go with Alex Becker saying that Cardano is going to be the biggest gainer from here and probably going to $4. It's not to say that's the ceiling, and it's not linear the way up, as we saw on April 7th with ADA at 51 cents. But it's no doubt in my mind that ADA definitely has a strong narrative, strong brand, and is striking on so many cylinders. So I don't see why ADA couldn't run. ADA, XRP, Bitcoin, I think these three have enormous upside potential. And while there could still be negative price volatility, there's still a lot more upside gain in my opinion. So guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Will ADA go to $4? Is that the ceiling? Will it go beyond $4? Will it hit that $5 to $7 range that I've been talking about for months now? Smash that subscribe, smash that like. I'll see you in the next Angry Crypto Show.